So welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Port Angeles, on another beautiful Thursday evening. And we have rain. I don't know if you can hear it on the camera, but we have rain. It's a very exciting thing. It's been a long time without rain. And we have been doing some prayer work for rain to show up where it's needed and to go away where it's not. So I'm grateful that it's showing up at least here where it's definitely needed. So we have a little new format that we've started here in September. And so we have a program that walks you through everything. And we begin with our reading of our vision and our mission, which is in the folded part of your program. So I invite you, if you choose to join us in the reading of our vision and mission. This is who we are and what we do here. Our vision. We are an open, safe, creative, and affirming spiritual community where we experience divine love and connection every day. Our mission. Through spiritual, artistic, and social gatherings, we experience and express divine love. Our intentions create ripples of compassion into the world. Thank you. Just a couple of quick announcements, one which is in the program and the others which are not. We have our monthly drumming happening tomorrow night in the Big Barn, and that's from 7 to 8 p.m. If you have a musical instrument, a rhythm instrument, feel free to bring it. If you don't, we've got plenty. So show up, dress in layers, because it might be cool, it might be warm, who knows. Just dress for comfort. And so we invite you to that drumming event. We have our monthly Women's Wisdom Group, which meets the second Saturday of each month. And so that's this week already. And so on Saturday, we're meeting from noon until 2 p.m. right here in the Glass House. It's a very beautiful space, some lovely women, where we show up, we share our authentic selves, and we have no fixing allowed. We are just right where we are, right where we are. And then there's a workshop, actually a class, coming up at the end of September that I'm leading. One of my specialties is what I call spiritual improvisation. I use improvisation as a way that we can get our inner critic to get quiet so we can express our authentic selves. There's a lot of play, so the class is called Play Ground. We play and we ground into the truth of who we really are. So that's a 6-week class so that we can have some cumulative growth, and if you're interested in that, there's flyers for that on the back table. We also have a prayer request form on the back table. If there's anything that's going on that you would like support in, a challenge or a wonderful activity, then just fill this form out, fold it in half. You can place it in our offering bowl or hand it to Reverend Clancy or I, and we will do prayer work on it all week long, holding it in the most high confidence and the high knowing of the truth that is coming through whatever seems to be. And if you're new with us and you'd like to find out more about what we do, we have a mailing list. We don't throw out a million emails, but we'd love to add you to our mailing list. Just fill out the info card again on the back table. You can again put it in the bowl or hand it to me, and we'll make sure you get on the mailing list. I think that's everything. So the way that this evening will unfold is we are going to sing together, and after each song, we're going to have a brief time of silence, and then we will do a reading, a spiritual reading. We've got a stack of books over here, and I'm going to let Spirit guide my eye. So I'm going to open the book and see what my eye lands on, because we're going to trust and know that that's the right thing that we need to hear tonight. So I'm not going to do a talk. I might speak a little bit here and there if something moves in me, much like at a Quaker meeting. If the Spirit moves us, I might speak. If there's something after the silence that you feel moved to say, speak it into the room. We are recording, but nobody's face is on camera, so you are completely anonymous. We are on our local television station, and we also put our videos on our website and also on YouTube, so people can find out who we are and what we do. So just know you have complete anonymity and safety in this space. After our very first song, Shirley Grace, our practitioner for this evening, will come up. There'll be a little space of silence after the song, and then she'll give us a beautiful opening prayer. And then we'll go right into our next song. All the words are either in the folded part of your program, that's the opening and closing song, and then all the middle songs are on the back of the insert. All of the songs are repetitive, so you can sing or not, you can listen, you can let the vibrations of the music just go through your body. Just trust the process. That is what we say here a lot. So our opening song is In the Stillness. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. Okay? A deep breath. Here we go. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace, there is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace, there is peace. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment, there is peace, there is love. In the stillness of this moment, there is love, there is love. In the stillness of this moment, there is love, there is love. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment, there is love, there is grace. In the stillness of this moment, there is grace, there is grace. In the stillness of this moment, there is grace, there is grace. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment, there is grace, peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace, there is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace, there is peace. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment, there is peace, there is peace, there is peace, there is peace, there is peace. Just allow the vibration of that song to move through. Taking a deep breath.
Resting in that place of peace, I know that there is only that creative energy that we call God, Spirit, creative mind, Yahweh, Allah, many, many, many names for that one which is love, that central flame of the universe. And we are each part of God, Spirit. I am, we are that love that shows up in the world through us, as us. Spirit touches all of creation. We are that love that renders aid, that lends an ear, that feeds those who cannot feed themselves. We are God's eyes, ears, and hands. And I rejoice in knowing that as we are all one community right here, we are one global, universal community. We are each one connected, for we are all one. I give thanks for the sacredness of each of our beings and for our recognition of all our brothers and sisters and our capacity to give from that place of love. And with this heart of thanks, I release my word into the law, knowing it is done even as I speak. And so it is.
Love in everything. Love is in everything I do. Love is in everything I see. Love is in everything I am. Revealing thee, revealing thee. Love is in everything I do. Love is in everything I see. Love is in everything I am. Revealing thee, revealing thee. Love is in everything I do. Love is in everything I see. Love is in everything I am. Revealing thee, revealing thee. Love is in everything I do. Love is in everything I see. Love is in everything I am. Revealing thee, revealing thee. Last time. Love is in everything I do. Love is in everything I see. Love is in everything I am. Revealing thee, revealing thee, revealing thee. There are no mistakes. None have ever been made, and none ever will be made. Nothing ever happened in the past to hinder or hurt. There is no past, and I know and can see that there is no belief in any past to rise against me. I live in the now, free from any yesterdays or tomorrows. Now, I am happy, free, and complete. There are no mistakes. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world.
And I shine
each one of us is a light in this world. We have the potential to be a light in this world. Each one of us has within us this powerful presence. And we forget. Sometimes we forget. Sometimes we get caught up in the circumstances of the day, or the fears, or the disbelief that we are the beloved here on earth. Sometimes we forget to be the light. It's happened to me. It's happened to each of us at some time or another, where we forget to remember who we really are. I love this song because it reminds me that I am a light, and that you are a light, and that together we bring this light into the world through all of the different activities that we do. It's amazing to me how the smallest moments can transform someone's day, can be the light for someone in the darkness. When we smile at somebody in the grocery store, when we're kind to the cashier behind the counter and not on our phone, when we call somebody at just the right moment and we just listen. We don't try to fix it or solve it or manage it or handle it, but we just listen.
Absolutely.
We just be the presence of the one. That's such a powerful gift. Right now, in our country, in the world, there's all kinds of chaos going on. And it's a scary place for a lot of people. We happen to be in a room where we are warm and dry and safe. And a lot of people don't have that luxury today, tonight. And the light is still there. And we see it in all these glimmers of people reaching out for one another to assist, to be kind, to share, to save, to help, without asking anything in return. We know the joy we get when we give from that place of fullness. Not I give because I need you to like me. I give because I need you to feel good about who I am, or to show you what a great and charitable person I am. But give from that place of fullness. And sometimes that's hard when we feel empty. And so, what can we do? Well, I know for me, my practice is to learn to reach out, to ask for help, to find those places of support, of wisdom, of kindness, to help me fill up myself. They can't do it for me. We can't do it for you. But we can help each other to remember who we are. And to assist each other to refill so that we have something to be the light from. It's always there. It's always burning somewhere deep within us, sometimes in the darkness, but that light is there. Take a breath. Our next song is called Holy, Holy. Holy is the I am, holy, yes I am. And I'm sorry the light is not brighter in here to make it easier to read. It got a lot darker than it's been lately.
Yeah.
Here we are in fall. Suddenly it gets darker. Holy, Precious, 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 precious is the I am. Precious, yes, I am worthy, 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 worthy is the I am. Worthy, yes, I am sacred. Sacred, 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 sacred is the I am. Sacred, yes, I am. Precious is the I am. Precious is the I am. Precious, yes, I am worthy. Worthy is the I am. Worthy, yes, I am. Holy, bless you.
Excuse me, thank you.
Holy is the I am. Holy, yes, I am. Holy is the I am. Holy is I am. Holy, yes, I am. Holy, yes, I am. Take a breath. This is the textbook that we use in our spiritual philosophy. It's called The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. We these days call it Science of Mind and Spirit. So this book is, I love it. It's got a lot of great stuff in it. And in the back is a glossary. So I was just curious. My brain just took me to, well, let's look up holy and let's look up I am and see what it says in the book.
I think holy comes from the word wholeness.
I believe you
So
are right.
it's the wholeness.
Oh, now look at that. He doesn't have the word holy in here in the glossary. He's got Holy Ghost, but not. But yes, that makes sense.
Does it have
Holy,
wholeness?
holy. Let's look up wholeness. Let's see if I am is in here. No. Let's look up wholeness. Where's my alphabet?
Integrity.
Whole. There is not wholeness, but whole. When we speak of the whole, we are speaking of God. Man's self-knowing mind is, or I'm going to say people's self-knowing mind are their perception of reality. It is our unity with the whole, or God, on the conscious side of life, and is an absolute guarantee that it is a center of God consciousness in the vast whole. I'm going to read that again. When we speak of the whole, we are speaking of God. Our self-knowing mind is our perception of reality. It is our unity with the whole, or God, on the conscious side of life, and is an absolute guarantee that we are a center of God consciousness in the vast whole. I changed the pronouns because back in the day, in 1926, there was a lot of he's in this book, and there's a lot more than he's in this world. So we changed the pronouns.
Yeah. That's an excellent definition.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's some good juicy stuff in there.
Yeah.
I want to see what comes out if I just flip open this book. Let's see what shows up.
It's a reminder that
it's always present, and I get to stay conscious of that, stay awake and aware to it.
Right.
Because if I'm just going around and blah, 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 well, I could pretend that it wasn't there.
Yeah.
It always is, but I just have to wake up.
Yeah. Well, it's just like the old ad of, I can do this, I don't need law, That's all right, God, I got it, no. No,
Yeah,
that kick is from God.
that's when I started saying, I'm not a control freak, I'm a control enthusiast.
Thank you, that sounds good. I like that. I'm gonna, yeah.
Because,
I'm gonna put that in my language. That's
I
very
keep
good.
thinking, I've got it all handled, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna take care of it, and I forget that there is this whole other power, far greater than me, that I can tap into.
That's right.
That my intuitive wisdom, my knowing, oh, that sound is so lovely,
Yes, I know.
is just waiting for me to recognize it, to wake up and be conscious to it. And my eye just lit on this little reading here. Jesus clearly taught that spiritual power works through people at the level of their belief, implying that it would work as they believed and while they believed. He ascribed a mighty power to belief and to faith, and we find that throughout the ages, faith has been honored. Most certainly, some people's prayers have been answered, but not all persons' prayers have been answered in the way in which they wish them to be answered. How are we going to account for the fact that one person's prayers are answered and another's are not? Must we admit that there are degrees in which prayers are answered? And if so, why? Is one person's faith better than another's? Is God more pleased with one person's petition than another's? It seems a pretty tough problem until we understand what Jesus meant when he said, "Go thy way, and as thou hast believed, so be it done unto thee." So we learn in this philosophy that we can put a prayer, we can put a prayer out into the world, and if we believe that it's not going to be received and heard and acted upon at some deep level of our being, we're right. We're right. If I believe I'm alone and there's nothing out there to help me, there's nothing out there to help me, true. That is absolutely true. There is nothing out there to help me. But there's something in here that can help us. There's that intuitive wisdom, knowing that we all come equipped with, but we forget how to tap into it. At least I know I have occasionally. So it is done as we have believed. That is what we know, and that is what we teach. We teach there is one power in the presence, and that what we put out comes back, and that it is done as we believe. Those are the basic tenets, and they're pretty good. They've been around a long time. Jesus talked about them, Buddha talked about them, Muhammad talked about them.
Yeah.
All the great spiritual teachers say the same things. So that's what we focus on here. We have an affirmation. Our monthly theme this month is love as community service. So we're looking for ways to be of community service in this world. The United Way, this coming weekend, actually starting tomorrow through the weekend, if you go on the United Way website, you will find activities in our community that you could sign up for to be of community service, to be of assistance in our local community. And if you want more information about that, talk to me afterwards. I've got a link that directly goes to their Facebook page here in our community, and it has a list of different places that we can assist for 2, 3, 4 hours and just put our hearts, our minds, our hands, our eyes in that service that we're doing. So our affirmation this week has to do with that. So I invite you to read this affirmation, if you can see it, with me. It's in our little insert in the program.
Okay.
Right about 3/4 of the way down. I seek out ways to give love, to be love, through service in my community. To my community. Service in and to. This is our time for conscious giving. That is a process we do here. We know again that what we put out comes back. And so if you have tangible gift you're choosing to give today, I invite you to place that on your heart. If you have an intangible gift, that's good too. We take loving energy, all is good. So as we pass the bowl around, we're going to next say our conscious giving affirmation, which is also in the insert. Just to send that around the corner. Our conscious giving affirmation is also in the program. I am open to give, and I am open to receive. I am grateful to be in the flow of life through and as me. Thank you. Our closing song is A Blessing to the World, and that is on the folded part of your program. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and all I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and all you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and all we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. Is a blessing to the world. Is a blessing to the world. Take a breath. Thank you all for being here on this beautiful rainy evening. Thank you for lending your voice, your awareness, your consciousness, and your presence to this space. I'm very grateful. We have snacks and tea in the back. We invite you to stay, socialize for a little bit, hang out, say hi to the dog. Look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.